Welcome back again, everyone. This is going to be a kind of a short video because this collection is rather small. In fact, I only have 2 firearms in this collection, but I feel kind of lucky because some people don't even get to have one of these. Of course, the firearms I'm talking about are the Desert Eagles. This is an older version I have, fairly early Desert Eagle in 44 Magnum, and I bought this because I just wanted to have a Desert Eagle in the collection, and I figured 44 Magnum would be a good caliber to have, not so harsh to recoil, you couldn't shoot it once in a while. So, but I've always been kind of disappointed that it wasn't in the 50 Action Express. I do like my 50 calibers. I have a couple of others also. You've seen my Smith & Wesson 500 Magnum, and I also have a Armalite AR-50 rifle, which of course is 50 BMG. But as far as big bore guns, these are among some of my favorites, these Desert Eagles. You can see it has the 3/8 dovetail and the teardrop shaped safety, indicating its earlier one. You can see the earlier style grips with the IMI logo on the grips, rather than the later Magnum Research logo, which we'll show you on the next firearm. So we've seen this gun already, so I won't get too carried away with that one. Move it up out of the way here. You see my grip mat's a little greasy because I've been working on projects while we're kind of locked down at home, and this was my latest one. This was at my local gun shop. Same gun shop who I won the Single Action Army from earlier this month, and they see me coming and they start giving me good deals on firearms, and it's often hard to pass up. The Desert Eagles seem to hold their value very well. This one was a particularly good value, and I'll explain that in a minute, but this is a later version. As you can see, it's got the 2 cross slots, kind of an intermediate version. That's of course a Mark 1, and this is the latest Mark 19 version. You can see these are Hogue grips, but they do have the Magnum Research logo rather than the Israeli militaries. This one is an Israel built gun. And as you can see, it's also in 44 Magnum. But what made this a special deal to me was that this firearm also came with the caliber change kit. Basically threw this in for free. It's pretty much just the barrel. You can see it's a later barrel with more cross slots on the Picatinny rail. You can see the 50 Action Express marking. But going from 44 Magnum to 50 Action Express, this is all you have to change out on the firearm itself. You do have to change magazines, of course, and I'll grab those real quick. You can see there's virtually no difference between a 50 magazine, which you can see there, and the build date also, and a 44 Magnum. And you can see the 44 on that one. This is a later aftermarket, or not aftermarket, but later purchase for the original gun. And actually it might have been with that gun. I've got so many of them. But this firearm also came with 3 each of the magazines and 2 holsters, a shoulder holster, drop holster, not to mention a whole bunch of 50A ammunition they threw in for less than the price of what a new firearm would cost. And it's a used firearm. It required some restoration. All new spring kits. The gun was been run dry, which is not healthy for them. They need lubrication on these gas actuated handguns. But how hard is it to change calibers? Well, I'll do it for you real quick here. If we can keep it in frame mostly. Simple matter, going to the first notch on the hammer. Push it back a little bit, and there's a button, release button right here. Push that release button. At the same time, you lower the I've got my gloves on just so I don't get fingerprints on stuff, so I have to. You rotate this takedown lever, comes out, you pull it out of the slots, and you can see the slots in there. This drops right into place. Push it back, rotate the lever down, or up rather, and now we've converted it to 50 AE. Of course, the 50 AE magazine slipped right in the face. These have been checked previously for clearance, or make sure that they're cleared firearms before I ever start the videos. So there we have it, a quick conversion kit. Rather expensive to buy, but certainly cheaper than a whole new firearm. And in this case now I have a couple of fine examples of these Desert Eagle firearms. As I said, they both had required spring kits. Keep up on your springs. They both, all the springs had shrunk a tremendous amount on these guns, and you want to keep those healthy so you don't beat themselves to death with them. Recoil springs, triggers, or rather firing pin springs. And oddly enough, it brings up a good point. There's a locking bolt in here, locking pin that locks the bolt into place, and it has a spring underneath it too, but the spring kit does not come with that, and that's a very important spring to replace in my opinion. So I went ahead, and it's very simple to get to. It's just a matter of removing the firing pin, which is easy to do, and then removing the bolt itself. The gun, when they're new, it come with a box and tool as this one did. And there's a tool included that will assist you into taking it down. It's not necessarily even needed to do that, but anyway, there we go. A couple of fine Desert Eagle firearms. This one is not available with the because it's too early to have the caliber change in it, so this one might get sold now since I have both calibers in the later variant of the Desert Eagle, the Magnum Research Desert Eagle. So anyway, there we go, another end of that collection video, a short and sweet one. Thanks for watching.